offensive violation on Evan Eschmeyer.
Well, Matt, we started out in a 2-3 zone. We got a deflection, but we didn't get the ball, and they got a loose ball and scored. But our zone was good that first possession.
Second chance opportunity. Certainly the Mavericks excel at that. And the Grizzlies get on the board. And right now it's a 1-point game early on. Just underway here on a stormy night in Memphis, Tennessee. Jason Williams finds Lorenzen slicing down the lane, and the ball deflected and tapped away by Eschmeyer. Here's Dirk Nowitzki, the two-time All-Star. His pass picked off by Wesley Person. Jason Williams running the floor. Pau Gasol with a sweet left hand.
Very nice pass. Jason got him the ball real clean and nice and let him go in for the score. Right back into the 2-3 zone.
Michael Finley. Pass once again taken away. That one went off of Eschmeyer. Person scooped it up. Williams saves it. Wesley for three. Pops in and out, and Michael Finley with a rebound. And Dallas will lead the break. Here's Nash for three. They'll come at every angle.
Oh my, we saw him on the monitor early, and he can do it night after night.
Steve Nash certainly doing it this season. 13th best in the NBA from downtown. 40% shooting on the season. Of course, Wesley Person, the top three-point shooter in the NBA, 48%. And a foul is going to be charged to Evan Eschmeyer as Lorenzen Wright was making his move down low on the blocks. And it was prior to the shot, and so Jason Williams will trigger the basketball in.
Eschmeyer was a late choice as a starter, and in visiting with Dale Harris before the game, Dale said he plays with a lot of energy early. He's been hurt some, and
Person
so starting him.
Spills out, and Sean Bradley, who started the season as a starting center, has not been used as of late all that much. Michael Finley spills out. Evan Eschmeyer, second chance opportunity. Blocked once again by Lorenzen Wright. Pass deflected by Jason Williams. Finley puts it on the deck. He steps along the sideline, and it's Memphis basketball. There's Sean Bradley putting together solid numbers. He's fifth in the league at 2.5 blocks a game. I spoke to Derek Harper before the game. He said one of the reasons that they've struggled defensively is because Bradley hasn't been on the court. He takes up so much space. And a foul underneath, and this foul is on Evan Eschmeyer, and we may soon see Sean Bradley. Eschmeyer is getting as many fouls as minutes played.
Well, Dallas, of course, plays a lot of zone, and with Bradley in the game, I have a feeling that they feel he can't match up very well on a quick big man, and so you're going to see him playing a lot of zone. They play a lot more zone than man-to-man.
Pau Gasol in the month of February, 4 games, this being the 5th. Prior to those 2 shots, uncharacteristically shooting 12 of 25 from the free throw line. That's 48%.
Well, he worked hard after practice today and yesterday on his free throw shooting. He's gonna be fine. He's just got to do it with a lot of confidence, like he plays the rest of his game. He's just a super player for the Grizzlies, and he's going to get better and better and better.
Jason Williams earns his first. Game tied at 5. Steve Nash launches another 3. One of the things that Hubie Brown addressed earlier today, and you talked about in the coach's keys to the game, you got to find the shooters, and Steve Nash, you got to close on the perimeter.
You've got to find Nash. You've got to find him, and you got to get a hand up in his face, or he'll go for 40 tonight.
Turnover, and for the Memphis Grizzlies, their first. Dallas has turned it over 3 times. That's led to 4 Memphis points. Nash turns the corner after the pick by Eschmeyer. Out of the wing, Finley for 3. No, Lorenzen Wright climbs up and takes it away from Eschmeyer. Hands it off to Jason Williams, running the floor quickly. Catch and shoot, Wesley Person. He excels at that.
Well, Wesley, I've been watching him since he played at Auburn doing that, and that was a great pass from Jason Williams to Wesley for that shot.
Memphis basketball. And Wesley Person, he ever do this against you? Knock down some shots?
I tell you, that was a great shot. Jay Will has made a great pass.
Pau Gasol guarded by Rafe LaFrentz. Pau makes a quick, strong move. Shot altered, and Finley comes down with a rebound. Here's Nash. Nowitzki.
They can do it, Matt. They can shoot the lights out, and you've got to get back in transition and get a hand up on it.
Fifth best in the NBA, shooting 45% from the floor. And right now they lead by 3, 10-7 with 7:49 remaining in the first quarter. Steve Nash with 6 points and 2 assists. It's a 20-second timeout called by Hubie Brown to slow down the tempo a little bit.
Well, there's no doubt if this gets into a run racehorse game, we've got more problems than we would have under a little more controlled half-court game. So I think Hubie's telling them, don't let this thing get wild. Those guys shoot too well. And I got a feeling that Hubie's saying that right now.
This is one of the things that certainly, as you pointed out, Steve Nash can do.
Well, Steve Nash, he can shoot it, and he can get the ball to Dirk, and Dirk can really shoot it, and they're a great combination.
And you cannot forget, of course, about Michael Finley. And you see what the Grizzlies are doing early on. They've only taken 6 shots, or 2 of 6, while Dallas is 4 of 7. The Memphis Grizzlies, however, have been to the free throw line. They are 3 of 3 from the free throw line, and they've done an excellent job in holding on to the basketball. The Dallas Mavericks, for as quick as they play, they only average 11.2 turnovers in the NBA. That's the best in the NBA.
They're the best in the NBA and taking care of the basketball. And what an important statistic that is. You've got to take care of the basketball. I'm glad to see that ball going into Powell.
He got deep post position on Rafe LaFrentz, and then the sweet hook.
Well, he's such a good player and a great person.
Nowitzki knocks it down along the baseline. Dirk Nowitzki, now 2 of 2, has 4 points. Nowitzki's second straight All-Star game for Dirk. Was in Philadelphia last year, in Atlanta this past weekend. The last 6 road games, Nowitzki averaging better than 30 points a game. Gasol trying to work on LaFrentz. Over the top of Esmeyer. Perfectly placed pass to Lorenzen Wright.
Well, you've got to go into the blocks against this Dallas team, and I watched them practice today, and Hubie was working on that, getting the ball inside with them, and that was a very good pass.
Up fake, Nowitzki in trouble, kicks it out. This is Nash slicing through, 5 of the shot clock. Shot goes up, doesn't fall. Gasol with a rebound. That's his first of the game. In the corner, waiting, Battier for 3 in the lead. Good to see Shane spotting up and looking for his shot.
Well, everybody in town, everybody in Memphis loves Shane. Shane's just had a great first year, and he's such a phenomenal player.
Does all the little things. Jason Williams trying to do some big things as he knocks it down, and after the timeout, the Grizzlies are on a 10-2 run.
I don't know what Hubie said, but it was the right thing.
He said what you said. The dunk down low, LaFrentz blocked by Battier. Battier corrals it and finds Gasol. Memphis has made 5 of the last 6 shots. Jason Williams to the hole, and it spills in. It hung on the iron, and it was able to trickle through the twine. And the Memphis Grizzlies lead by 7, their largest lead, and Memphis on a big-time run. Grizzlies lead 19-12. A 12-2 run by Memphis.
On those kind of fast break situations, and Jason got him the basketball clean and pure and high, and Shane was right ready to let it loose and fire the shot in the basket. He had a big block, man, a moment ago, too, that started the break that made it all work.
Always starts on the defensive end, doesn't it, Coach? Deflection.
No doubt.
Nash gets it back, and then the sweet floater.
Shane gets a lot of blocks for his size. He blocked LaFrentz's shot, and he's 5 inches shorter than Rafe.
Here's Lorenzen Wright, Sean Bradley on the floor. Esmeyer out with 2 personal fouls. Lorenzen Wright, and it's tipped back in by Shane Battier. So active.
Well, he gets deflections, he gets tip-ins, he's a great pure shooter, and night after night he comes to play. That part of that Duke background, I think, but Hubie has done a great job with him too.
LaFrance got deep positioning down low on the blocks, and so Rafe LaFrance has 4 points. The Memphis Grizzlies lead by 5. Memphis has made 7 of their last 9. Remember, early on they were 2 of 6. Now the Memphis Grizzlies are finding their rhythm. Battier has it knocked away. And a whistle and a foul. And the foul will be charged to Rafe LaFrance.
You know, Dallas seems to me like they foul quite a bit. And I noticed them the other night in a game. They were in a lot of foul trouble. A lot of reaching and not moving their feet quite quickly enough, seemingly.
You know, it's interesting because, as you well know, that happens a lot when you're not a great defensive team, and while their defense has improved, it's still man-to-man, not a very good defensive team. Zone defense, they can certainly play. They have the 12th best defense in the league, averaging, of course, opponents averaging 93.6 points against them. Taken away by Lorenzen Ryan. The Grizzlies' defense has been tough tonight. Early on here in the first quarter, Person gets fouled on the 3. Shot doesn't go, but it'll head to the free throw line.
I believe he's shooting 3 on that, too.
And Wesley Person heads to the stripe.
Behind the three-point line, gets fouled. 3 free throws.
And Wesley, an excellent free throw shooter. Person 84%. And he has been a player that has excelled under Hubie Brown. Averaging close to 11 points a game under Hubie. Had 14 against New Jersey, and he really was on a roll when he got injured against Utah. As he misses the second. And with Wesley Person as a starter in the month of December, the Memphis Grizzlies were 6-3. And then, of course, after that Milwaukee game in which he was a perfect 4-4 from downtown, he got injured that next game. On Sunday against Utah.
We weren't the same team without him in the lineup. Everyone's glad to have him back.
A proven scorer back for the Grizzlies. Person has 5 points. Nowitzki launches it and racks it up. That's a 3. And Dallas is 3 of 5. Dallas averages 25.4 3-point attempts a game. They make close to 12 a game.
Well, that's an incredible statistic. Again, these guys can really shoot it, and that's been a part of their way of play, I guess, ever since Don Nelson's been there. But there's Nash again.
Doesn't go, and Walt Williams knocked Person, but Person was able to handle that rebound. Gasol running the floor. Hook shot doesn't go. No call. Hubie doesn't like it as he talks to Joey Crawford, and Nash the other way.
I think Hubie thought he caught the rim, maybe pulled the rim a little. You can't hit that rim when that ball's up on the cylinder.
Grizzlies, their lead now down to 4. And Walt Williams got a piece of that iron as he pulled it down. Dallas shooting 9 of 16. The Grizzlies, the identical number, 9 of 16. Here's Gasol, gets fouled, switches to the left hand. It doesn't fall, but it'll head to the free throw line. Grizzlies are certainly aggressive. They're getting to the line.
Well, they're taking the ball into the basket area and playing with a lot of confidence and getting the ball inside, which they have to continue to do.
Grizzlies right now lead Dallas by 4 in the first quarter. The Grizzlies lead by 4, 25-21. Memphis shooting 56% from the field, and the Dallas Mavericks shooting 56% from the floor. Pau Gasol and Dirk Nowitzki, well, both in this series have put up big-time numbers. The difference is that Dirk Nowitzki is 4-0 in his meetings with Pau Gasol. And Nowitzki, of course, an established superstar in the NBA, and Pau Gasol is establishing himself in the NBA. And Gasol spent the last 2 years during All-Star Weekend getting that All-Star experience. playing in the Milk Rookie Challenge, where he is 2-0. Won last year as a rookie, and this year on the sophomore team, coached by Mike Fratello. And Pau Gasol certainly has the tools and talent to get there next year. And if the country of Spain decides to vote online at NBA.com, guess what? He'll be a starter, or certainly have an opportunity to be a part of the All-Star experience next year in LA. And a whistle and a foul as Michael Finley was rising up. Gooden, that's his first. He just checked in.
Well, it didn't take Drew long to get in there and mix it up a little. He hustles, and he's, I think, had some great games since he's been here.
Well, it's a difficult transition, as you well know. He's a natural four. And with the Memphis Grizzlies, because of Pau Gasol, he's now playing more of the three. And when you're a natural four, and then, of course, you move to the three, what happens? You have to start thinking before you react. And he's a player that reacts and excels at that, as we see Michael Dickerson getting a great round from the crowd here at the Pyramid as he checks in. And this is his first game back since the second game of this season. It has been a struggle over the last year and a half, but he has a wonderful dedication to the game of basketball.
All you have to do is watch Dickerson practice, and you know how much he's waited for this moment. And he's really looked good in practice the last 2 or 3 days. And he's going to help this team so much, Matt, I think. I just think he's going to really be a plus. Get in.
Stromile Swift, it pops out, and the ball's loose, and Finley comes down with it, and Finley quickly into the front court out on the wing. For the Grizzlies, it's Watson along with Dickerson, Gooden, Swift, and Gasol. Nowitzki, skip pass. Here's Nash with 10 on the shot clock, puts it on the deck, and gives it up to Finley. Rises up for the three and drills it.
Another drive into the middle of the lane, dish the ball back out. Difficult to defend. Dallas does it very, very well.
Ties it up at 26, a 7-1 run by the Mavericks. Gasol sends it to Dickerson. Dickerson started the season against the Dallas Mavericks on opening night, October 31st. Drew Gooden leans in. Shot doesn't go, and Nash corrals it, and he'll lead the break.
Well, Drew forced that one, it looked like, and
Nowitzki, another three. 5 of 7 from downtown. A 10-1 run, and right now, Dallas with a 3-point advantage. Dickerson, guarded by Walt Williams, sends it in the lane. Nice find as Gasol is able to get the nice touch.
Dallas plays that 2-3 zone a lot, but it's really wide open in the middle, and we were able to get it into Pau, and he finished the play.
9 points for Pau Gasol, who's 3 of 5, another 3. Not this time, but a second chance opportunity. Mavericks with Nowitzki fading away over Gooden. Nowitzki's going to take advantage of that matchup.
Well, he's about as pure as any shooter can be, and I guess he's been like that ever since he came from Germany.
That's right. Drafted originally by Milwaukee and sent to the Dallas Mavericks. He has 12 points already in the first quarter and a whistle and a foul. The Mavericks are the only team in the NBA that does not have a player on their roster that was drafted by themselves.
That's really an unusual thing. I was looking at that this afternoon, and there's not one player on their entire roster that was drafted by Dallas.
Free agency and trades.
Someone's known what they were getting it done down there for sure. And the way they're leading the league and leading everything at this point.
And you see right there 9 trades and 6 free agencies, and of course Mark Cuban, the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, likens the Memphis Grizzlies to Dallas, just dating back to a few years ago because of the young talented players that the Grizzlies now have. And of course Mark Cuban and Michael Heisley, the owner of the Grizzlies, close friends. They admire each other very much. Here's Steve Nash. Here's Cuban to Williams. He can knock him down. Doesn't go. Gooden ahead to Earl Watson. Dickerson slips, picks it up. And the end of the first quarter comes to an end, and the shot will not count. And the Dallas Mavericks lead by 2, but a very effective first quarter for the Memphis Grizzlies. Pau Gasol with 10 points. Dirk Nowitzki with a dozen. Steve Nash has 10. The Grizzlies led by as many as 7. Dallas, their lead right now stands at 2. It's at the end of 1. We go to the second quarter from the Pyramid after this. Start of the second quarter, and the Dallas Mavericks lead by 2 over the Memphis Grizzlies. Fox Sports Net introduces 5-4-3-2-1, the only show taking you inside the world of extreme sports every weeknight. BMX rider Kip Williamson, free surfer Chad Towersey, and yes, Leanne Tweeden are the experts bringing you the entire world of extreme sports all in one place with breaking news, event highlights, and insider features that you won't find anywhere else. 5-4-3-2-1 tonight at 9:30 Central, only on Fox Sports Net. At the top of the program, we talked about Pau Gasol taking advantage of the flow of this game. That is something that he certainly did, Coach, in the first quarter. Team best 10 points on the court now. Watson along with Dickerson, Gooden, Swift, and Mike Batiste. Batiste knocks it down. Mike Batiste, coming into tonight of the last 4 games, is playing very well, Coach. He's averaging 9 points, 6 rebounds, and 16 minutes of work. That's perfect coming off of the bench.
It really is. Just had a big interception there, and he's playing with so much more confidence than he did a month ago.
Drew Gooden thought about it. Gooden slicing through. Batiste gives it up to Michael Dickerson. Earl Watson with under 10 of the shot clock will hold it. Batiste sets the screen. Watson uses it, knocks it down. He'll head to the line. Steve Nash can't believe that he was called for the foul by Derek Collins.
They got caught on the screen. They're in a 2-3 zone, and we're setting that little screen up high for him, and Earl just went off that screen like a former UCLA player.
Like you're supposed to.
That's right.
Earl Watson has not been good. He has been great.
He really has. He's just playing so hard and with so much energy.
Career best 21 points against the Nets.
We're back in that 2-3 zone. No, I guess we've gone to the man-to-man now.
The zone has helped the Memphis Grizzlies this year, and an over-the-back call on Sean Bradley.
Well, we've played a lot of zone. I think QB likes the zone. It feels it's been good to us, and we're in it a lot of possessions.
With a young team, you can really take advantage, Coach, of just their lack of experience at this level when you play the zone.
Well, you can, and it helps you on the inside a lot of times. Get more bodies around the basket.
Difficult angle for Drew Gooden. And Drew misses. Right now, Drew's forcing his shot. And it's tapped up over the board and out of bounds.
Another deflection by Earl. He and Shane, they get a lot of deflections.
So active defensively. There's Shane Battier. Wesley Person has been extremely active as well this evening, as Nick Van Exel is on the floor. Certainly up for a 6th Man of the Year award in the NBA. Averaging, of course, double figures. Van Exel underneath, kicks it out. Nash with 5 in the shot clock, 4 in the shot clock. Dickerson on him. Nash, and a whistle and a foul is going to be charged to Michael Dickerson. And Dickerson, certainly excellent defender.
He really is, and they were testing him, though. There's no doubt. Nash was seeing if that injury, he'd come all the way back from that injury, and I think he proved on that possession, yes, I am back.
A foul on Earl Watson. And speaking of Michael Dickerson, of course, he had that groin injury that kept him out of the game last year. He injured himself, I'll never forget, in Phoenix. He had 15 points on that night when he injured himself, and Nick Anderson also injured himself that night and was never the same. He had 17 points against Phoenix, 32 points out of your 2-guard against Phoenix in Phoenix. Pretty good night. Great night, in fact. And of course, he's battled back, but he said the main thing, it's not on the offensive end. But where it bothered him after the first game when he played 18 minutes against Dallas, and then, of course, the next night against Detroit, he played 5 minutes, was getting down in that defensive stance.
You've got to be able to get down the defensive stance and contain one-on-one out the top of the key. And Michael did it that time on Nash. Got the foul called on him, a little brush foul, but he was in the stance. He's back, I think. I think he's going to really help us.
Exploding underneath. Michael Dickerson lays it up and in. Grizzlies by 2. Van Exel to Nowitzki.
I saw a lot of Van Exel at Cincinnati when I was coaching in that league, and he just was dominant at times. He's such a explosive player and a great passer, great defender.
And he can show that certainly at this level as well, as Walt Williams knocks it down to Watson along with Batiste, Gooden, Swift, and Dickerson on the floor for the Memphis Grizzlies. Grizzlies right now tied at 36. Strohmeyer using his quickness on Nahara. Doesn't fall, but Nahara gets charged with the foul. Let's take a look back at the move by Michael Dickerson.
Comes off the pick inside. Good screen set by Strohmeyer. He came off of it quickly, brushed him, and got a good angle. And with his strength, got the very clean, nice, close-in shot.
His first points since October 31st against Dallas, when he had 6 points in a rebound and 18 minutes. Of course, this is Mike D's 3rd game of the season as Adrian Griffin checks in for the Dallas Mavericks, along with Nahara, Nash, Van Exel, and Nowitzki. They will play small right now with the Dallas Mavericks. The Grizzlies 9 of 13 from the free throw line, and Memphis by 1, 37-36. In that zone that you talked about.
They're using a lot of zone, mixing it up, trying to match up on the ball. You've got to find the shooters on the outside, and that's not all that easy at times. Nash went down the lane again, was able to kick the ball out to Van Exel, but he missed.
4 on the shot clock. Van Exel couldn't get it to go. Earl Watson, a commanding move.
Is he playing with confidence? The game Wednesday night helped him a lot with the confidence, but he's got it, I think, for the rest of the year.
And certainly the game against John Stockton, a certain Hall of Famer, and then Jason Kidd, one of the best in the game right now, 6-time All-Star. And he performed admirably against both of them. Lead pass, Strohmeyer got too deep, ran out of bounds. And a timeout on the floor. The Grizzlies, that's only their 2nd turnover. They've taken care of the basketball. You need to do that, and right now they lead by 3 against Dallas. 3rd game of the season for Michael Dickerson, and we talked to the head coach of the Memphis Grizzlies, Hubie Brown, about the return of Mike D.
You got to remember now, he's got to try to execute perfectly all of these plays, which he's just starting to learn, and then fit in chemistry-wise with the other 4 guys. But toughness, quickness. He's like a cat. He can defend anybody because he's a physical guy. This is what we need. And for him to get back and get back into where he is a major contributor, you know, we can't wait for that time period.
Well, all you need to look at are the points. 15.5 a game. Outside of Pau Gasol, the 2nd leading scorer for the Memphis Grizzlies is a rookie, Drew Gooden, at 12.4 points a game. And so certainly the productivity of Michael Dickerson is missed by the Memphis Grizzlies. Watson went for it. Dickerson playing Nash tight, and a foul's going to be called. And is it going to be called on Dickerson? It is. And I don't know about that one. As Dickerson picks up his 2nd, Nash driving. I don't see it, Coach.
Well, I didn't see it either that way. Those officials have a hard job, but there's no doubt.
The diplomats.
There's no doubt Nash is, he's testing him. He's seeing if he can contain him out there at the top of the key. And he's going off picks.
To the cutting Nahara, who is unable to handle the pass.
I picked on a few officials, Matt, for 34 years, and the last 4 or 5 I gripe about them, and I say they make some pitiful calls now and then. But
not many, right?
Not many.
Drew Gooden, an offensive foul as Hubie Brown has a conversation with Joe Crawford.
I think Hubie thought that was one of those pitiful ones. Because that was a loose ball. Bodies were flying here, there, everywhere.
7:40 remaining here in the first half, and the Grizzlies lead the Dallas Mavericks by 3. Dallas Mavericks have dropped 3 in a row. Underneath, Williams. Shot blocked by the backboard. And on the turnover, the Grizzlies have possession of the basketball, making Finley underneath.
Well, that zone, they collapsed right back there around all the Dallas players, and it was a tight 2-3 zone, and that caused the bad play by Dallas.
Dallas has just 1 field goal the last 5 minutes. Watson finds Batiste, who spins, makes his move. Strohmeyer underneath to Gooden, 2 on the shot clock. And LaFrentz takes it away. Nash kicks it out. Here's Finley rising and firing.
If you don't have the transition game and go up and down that floor hard, you got some problems. We had a little breakdown possession or 2 there.
Hubie Brown takes a timeout. Nowitzki and Nash are combined 9 of 13. The rest of the Mavericks, including Michael Finley, a combined 5 of 13 from the field. Tied once again. Report. It's 30 minutes of nightly sports news completely dedicated to the home teams throughout the South. For extended regional highlights and in-depth interviews, catch the Southern Sports Report nightly at 9 o'clock Central, only on Fox Sports Net. Coach, you were just talking about it in the break. The Memphis Grizzlies with 18 points in the paint. That's a positive.
It really is. They've been going inside, even though Dallas has the zone packed in pretty good. They've been getting it into their big men and getting it around the basket.
For 3, this is Watson. Oh, shooting with a bundle of confidence is Earl Watson. Watson is 12 for his last 22 from downtown.
He's feeling it. I mean, he's feeling great confidence and just playing with so much energy.
Finley. Dallas active on the glass. They are not a great rebounding team.
Well, that was.
But on the offensive board that time, showing some stick-to-itiveness.
That was a rebound we might have gotten, or maybe should have gotten, but the ball was fumbled away and cost us 2 points.
So Finley heads to the free throw line, and Memphis by 1. Jason Williams, Wesley Person, Lorenzen, Battier, and Pau Gasol on the floor for Hubie Brown. LaFrentz, Griffin, Naharan, Nash joining Michael Finley. Finley 11 points, and so their big 3 already into double digits. Nowitzki has 15, Finley 11, and Nash with 10. The highest scoring trio in the NBA. Person taking advantage of his size.
Well, Nash has to match up on someone, and he ended up on Person that time, and it cost him. I would assume he'd been on Jay Will, but they can really light it up from the outside.
Shooting 52%, while the Grizzlies are shooting 59%. One of the things that was talked about at shoot-around this morning, post up Steve Nash. They did on the last possession. This time the ball batted out of bounds with 8 seconds remaining on the shot clock. And Wesley Person certainly has the length and the size to post up Nash any chance that he gets.
He'll get some chances in this game. The way Dallas is playing that zone, there's some good opportunities for some baseline passes, and Lorenzen's pass to Shane was just a little low, but if he'd have been a little higher, why, Shane would have scored on that pass.
Foul on Griffin. And Pau Gasol heads back to the free throw line. Gasol hasn't scored here in the second quarter. Of course, the second unit got a lot of time early in the second quarter as Nick Van Exel checks back in, and Nash will get a breather. Nash has played 19 minutes, 10 points, 7 assists already. Team has 10. Nowitzki tears off the warm up top, and he'll re-enter for Don Nelson. The Grizzlies are getting to the free throw line, shooting 71%. They are now 10 of 15. You have to get to the free throw line. Memphis shooting now 67% from the free throw line. And they haven't shot well over the last 4 games from the free throw line. Naharan passes out of the post. In the corner, Finley for 3. 7 of 13 from beyond the arc.
It's amazing the way they shoot it. Nick Van Exel set that basket up with his penetration and nice sharp pass to Finley.
How many times have we seen it tonight, Coach, in the first half? Dribble penetration and then a kick out.
Well, Dallas certainly is a very good basketball team in that area. Whether a team's playing a man-to-man or a zone as we're playing right now.
11 straight points by Michael Finley. Will Nahara give it back to him? Here's Nowitzki trying to make a move on Gasol. Sealed along the end line. Gives it to Finley, 3 on the shot clock. Finley, as I mentioned, 11 straight points, 13 straight points for Dallas. Dallas by 4. Largest lead for the Mavericks.
Dallas back. I believe they're in the man-to-man possession, the man-to-man defense this time. Bounce pass was kicked.
Shot clock reset. 14 with 4:06 remaining here in the first half. And Shane Battier will inbound the basketball. Jason Williams, 5 points, 4 assists. In his first game back since the game at Golden State. Carson, long-range 3. Too hard, and Nahara runs the floor, driving on Battier, and a foul's going to be charged to Shane. His first.
Well, against Dallas, you've got to get back, and you've got to get back very, very quick. The transition part of the game is so extremely important. Shane was getting back, but they just keep coming at you.
So Nahara at the free throw line, and you see the 33 games that he has missed this season because of knee surgery. The amazing thing about the Dallas Mavericks, and in speaking to Hubie Brown, he said the key to their success this season, certainly they have the depth, but their big 3, Finley, Nowitzki, and Nash, they do not miss games. In fact, Finley as well as Nash have played in every game, all 51 this season. Nowitzki's only missed 2. And Joe Crawford wants the shot clock, game clock reset with 3:53 remaining in the first half. As you know, having your best 3 players on the floor for every game is so important.
Well, it really is, and the fact they're not only on the floor, they're on the floor for quality minutes. It looks like they may play 40 to 45 minutes some games, and they can just run and run and run.
Gasol making a run right down the lane as he slams it.
Speaking of running, Pau Gasol does a lot of it himself.
Nahara misses. I don't know if there's a better big man in the league as far as running the floor. Jason Williams between the eyes.
Well, Dirk Nowitzki, he seems to have just boundless energy. He just plays and plays and plays. We're back in the zone. Find the shooters.
Person, another steal.
That's the 3rd or 4th deflection or steal West has had.
Gasol, offensive rebound and a foul on Nowitzki. Time out of the floor. The Dallas Mavericks lead by 1. Their 6-point advantage has been trimmed. Pau Gasol with 13 points, driving the lane. Full schedule of NASCAR racing on Fox Sports. First at 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 a.m. Pacific on Saturday. It's the Cooleries 300 as the Busch Series begin their season. Then at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on Saturday, it's the 45th running of the Great American Race as the world's best drivers compete in the Daytona 500. A full weekend of NASCAR begins tomorrow on Fox. Daytona 500. Gasol heads to the free throw line. The Grizzlies, as I mentioned, 10 of 15 tonight from the free throw line. Over the last 3 games, Coach, they're averaging 30 free throw attempts per game.
Well, they're shooting a lot of free throws, and that percentage has got to come up. Powell's been shooting a lot, and he's just got to go up there with complete confidence, and I think it'll rise as we go on through the year. He's such a great athlete.
Well, the Grizzlies in the 3 prior games, this person gets another deflection, shooting just 66% from the free throw line. 7 on the shot clock. Williams on Van Exel. Van Exel turns the corner, rises over Williams. Shot doesn't go. Second chance opportunity for Dallas. Here's Nowitzki. Shot spills out. LaFrentz with a putback.
Playing that zone, it makes it more difficult to box out, find a man to box out, and that's why we've seen 2 or 3 tip-ins by Dallas. They've got to find someone and get them boxed off the board. So
Gasol and a foul as Lorenzen Wright was making his move.
Very nice bounce pass in the lane there to Lorenzen. These are great athletes, great entertainment here, and I think these Memphis fans really are loving this game. I've been around college basketball all my life for the last couple of years, but this is special entertainment with phenomenal athletes, Matt.
Well, certainly when you have the Dallas Mavericks in town, as you know, the tempo, the pace, leading team in the NBA and point productivity, averaging close to 103 points a game. They want to get up and down, and right now the Memphis Grizzlies are matching that. 53-52 Dallas. LaFrentz. Van Exel. Here's Nowitzki under 10 of the shot clock. Flashing, fading. Williams, no. And LaFrentz has the last 4 for the Dallas Mavericks after Michael Finley ripped off 13 straight over a 7-minute mark for the Mavericks.
That's another second chance shot, though, and again, when you play the zone, it brings you a lot of good things, but the one minus is it is difficult to box out and keep them from getting second shots.
3 on the shot clock. Lorenzen Wright. The tap by Gasol. Memphis has 7 second chance points. Dallas with 9. Grizzlies have been limited on the offensive boards, but that time Gasol was able to handle it. Pau has 16 points and 5 rebounds. And an offensive foul. Memphis basketball. LaFrentz with his second. Dallas has turned it over 9 times. Jason Williams, no. Walt Williams, loose ball. Lorenzen gives it back to Jay Will. Battier, straightaway look. Along the end line, scooped up by Finley. Quickly ahead. Nowitzki.
Transition. Got to change ends when we lose that basketball on a rebound.
17 points for Dirk Nowitzki in this 3-point game. And you see the differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Jason Williams up top. Lorenzen makes his move on Nowitzki. Spins middle. Hook. He trickles out. And Van Exel scoops it up in plenty of time now for the last shot of the first half. Van Exel slicing through. Here's Finley for 2. doesn't go. And the first half comes to a close here at the Pyramid. And the Memphis Grizzlies trail by 3 to the high-powered offense of the Dallas Mavericks, 57-54, as Lorenzen Wright is having a few words with Louis Griot about the lack of a whistle at the other end. The Memphis Grizzlies, extremely productive first half, but they got to find some shooters.
Well, they've done a lot of great things. This Dallas team just keeps coming after you, and their transition game is very.
Evan Eschmeyer, who played just 6 minutes, had 2 personal fouls in the first half. Underneath Bradley, ball deflected, scooped up by Battier, and sent to Williams. Out on the run, Wesley Person gives it back. Jay Will gets through the seams, loses the handle. The 4th turnover for the Memphis Grizzlies. Nash 2-on-1 to Finley, throwing it down. Coach, one of the things I wanted to ask you, what do you look for with the Grizzlies in the second half? What do they need to do?
I think we'll see more of the same. A lot of zone, a lot of collapsing, but they've got to find a better way to get out and cover the basketball on these shooters. And they've got to change ends of the floor with more quickness and authority. Their transition game has got to be better.
Grizzlies turned it over just 3 times in the first half, 2 times here in the opening minute plus of the second half. Jason Williams guarded by Steve Nash. Battier along with Person, each ending up on the wings. Person to Williams.
Hope we didn't put the hex on them, bragging so much about them not turning the ball over, because they turned it over twice in the first 3 possessions.
I don't believe in that stuff, do you?
Not really. They better cover that shooter, though, Matt.
Finley that time a miss, a rare miss by the Dallas Mavericks. 7 of 15 of the Mavericks. For the first time tonight, they fall under 50% from downtown. A Person unable to connect. Here's Nash to Nowitzki running the floor. And a quick timeout burned by Hubie Brown, a 20-second timeout. Talking about something that you had mentioned, you got to get back.
Well, there's no doubt, and I'm sure Hubie is telling them now. What a great pass to Dirk on that drive, and then the alley-oop pass. They do it well. If this gets into a run, shoot, run type game, Dallas will have the edge. We're pretty good in that type game a lot of times, but against this basketball team, I don't think we want that to happen.
Take a look back at the keys to the game. Stop transition, 10 fast break points, find the shooters. Well, it's tough to find all 3 of them and establish foul. It's something that they did do.
Well, we can't establish foul if we get into too much of a running game, and we need to do that. We need to get him touches.
Grizzlies trail 61-54. They've yet to score here in the 3rd quarter. Lorenzen looking for Battier. Finley doubling down. Here's Battier to 10 of the shot clock. Nowitzki the trap underneath Lorenzen. And last touch by Dallas. Their defense certainly more active coming out of halftime.
More active, and they're in a real tight 2-3 zone. And they're moving hard out of that zone.
Bradley with the block. They're certainly more effective in that tight 2-3. Nash and a foul. Good job by Lorenzen Wright of taking away the easy 2. Nash will head to the free throw line. However, he's the 2nd best in the NBA from the line at 91%.
And Matt, look at the way Nash moves almost into Lorenzen. And, you know, most shooters would be trying to avoid him a little and trying to get. He went right at him, which surprised me. He knew how to draw the foul, and I guess he thought he might get shot blocked if he didn't do it that way.
Nash against the Memphis Grizzlies. He is 13 of 15 on the season from the free throw line.
Just great confidence and perfect form on his free throw.
Gasol finds Jason Williams. The Grizzlies have yet to score here in the second half. Gasol misses, and Dallas right now with their largest lead and a chance to expand it. Nowitzki steps inside the line, and for the Dallas Mavericks, an 11-point advantage their largest lead, and another timeout used by Hubie Brown. So 2 quick timeouts taken by Hubie Brown to slow down Dallas.
Well, Hubie's trying to convince them the importance. They've got to get back. They can't let this.
And Wesley gets the friendly roll, and the Grizzlies needed that. Now 1 of 6 here in the second half. Their first 2 from the floor. Now 1 of 7, I should say.
We're back in that 2-3 zone. We can play a lot of half-court basketball. Would probably be to our liking, but it's not that easy against Dallas.
Nash rolls out. And last touch by Dallas. It's Memphis basketball. 65-56, the Dallas Mavericks. Williams sprinting ahead. Finds Battier. Back to Jay Will. Wesley Person on the near side. Looking for Gasol. Gasol underneath. A lot of hands and a lot of big bodies under there. And a blocking foul is going to be called on Jason Williams.
I respectfully disagree.
Take a look back at it. Finley thought he was in the act. And instead,
everybody griped.
He's going to inbound the basketball. Here's Nash. Finley over Gasol. Doesn't fall. LaFrentz, second chance look. Quickly, here's Nowitzki. Nowitzki's shot doesn't fall. Does an excellent job, though, of stepping into his shot. Jason Williams, shot doesn't go, and Bradley there for the rebound, and certainly the pace right now to the liking of Dallas. Nowitzki once again steps inside the arc. Misses his last 2. 8 of 13 from the field, 21 points. Williams, dribble drive. And a foul on Rafe LaFrentz. And LaFrentz earns another foul, and that is his 3rd.
Yeah, Rafe got out there and got him real good. He used to make some of those fouls for Kansas. Roy Williams would gripe about it.
Now under 8 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Lorenzen Wright. They got her by LaFrentz. Person. Nice find. Cuts through the defenders. Shot doesn't fall. Grizzlies have made only 1 field goal here in the 3rd. Bradley. Finley. Driving. Pushes off.
Use that left hand to push him right out of the way.
Battier does such an excellent job, Coach, of taking charges.
He does, and he's been certainly well coached at Duke, and he's been well coached since he's been here. And you touch him, push him a little, and he knows how to make that all work.
Wesley Person, the find underneath, and Gasol gets hammered by Nowitzki, and Gasol then falls on top of Nahara, and a foul on Dirk, and that is his 2nd.
Very nice pass from Wesley into Powell, and Powell's got to go to that line with great confidence. He's such a pure shooter, and I'd like to see him shooting at about 90% from the free throw line. Maybe he will the rest of the year.
Well, if he does that, he'll become one of the best in the NBA as he gets both of them there. 74% on the season. As I mentioned, coming in over the last 4 games, 48%. Against New Jersey, he had 7 points and 8 rebounds. The first time since December 22nd against Utah that he scored under 10 points. Nash with the left-handed sweeping hook. And Steve Nash has 14 points and 10 assists, another double-double, his 7th on the season. Battier thought about it, swings it up top. Jason Williams quickly back to Shane, looking for a shot, and it rattles in. Battier knocks it down. He has 8.
Shane's a real favorite with the Memphis fans. They just love him, I guess, as all of us do, as just such a great player.
Finley, shot doesn't fall. Jason Williams, crossover, driving off glass. Spectacular move by Jason Williams, getting in through the lane and laying it up and in.
He made an amazing move there and protected himself with the offhand to get in with great balance and get the shot off.
Nowitzki misses once again here in the third quarter, and the Grizzlies, who trailed by 11, a chance now to make it a 2-point game, possibly a 1-point game. Lorenzen to right, doesn't fall, Gasol, and one. Nowitzki earns his third as Gasol heads to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play.
Here comes Jason. Watch how he uses his body to get the basketball, to get the shot off.
And then Pau Gasol on the offensive glass.
Lorenzen weaved his way in and got it into the basket, and it should have fallen, but it was rolling out. Pau right there to put it back in.
So Pau Gasol,
3 in a row, Matt.
now perfect here in the second half. And the Grizzlies, you see this spark over the last 53 seconds, and it is a 1-point game after that Maverick 11-point lead. In 6 of the last 8 games, Dallas has held a double-digit lead, and they have seen it dwindle. One of the shot clock. Tapped out. Jason Williams. Here's Wesley Person. Battier in the corner. Got it. Memphis by 2.
You know, Matt, Wesley Person got his hand on that ball again. I don't know how many deflections he's had tonight, but he's all over the place. Very quick hands. This is a big stat.
And it leads to the big 3 by Shane Battier. The Grizzlies on an 11-0 run. Memphis by 2. Nowitzki finds Van Exel. Quiets the crowd.
Van Exel's done that in this building before. As I mentioned before, playing with Cincinnati in the Conference USA for Bob Huggins.
Jason Williams fills it up. Jason Williams for 3. And the Memphis Grizzlies are swapping threes with Dallas Mavericks. And the Mavericks third best in the NBA. And over the last 6 games, they're shooting 45% from downtown. Nowitzki and Battier with the foul. Memphis by 2.
Well, Dirk is a fine shooter, but that was a great pass into Bradley. And
I'm surprised he didn't take it himself,
well,
and maybe that's only because he's come out here and he's missed his last 3 shots.
Possibly, but he had the open man. He gave him the basketball. We had a good block, but we had a kind of a brush foul with him.
Bradley heads to the free throw line looking for his first points tonight. On the season, a 78% free throw shooter. Excellent for the big man, 7'6" out of BYU. Had 18 rebounds and 8 blocks in 31 minutes of work in the last contest against these 2 teams to go along with a dozen points. And over the last 3 seasons, when he gets a double-double, Dallas is 26-0. Wesley Person, after sputtering along at the beginning of the third quarter, the Memphis Grizzlies are extremely hot, and they've made 6 of their last 7 shots.
Wesley has been such an impact player for us all year long, but we really missed him when he was out with his injury.
Nowitzki. And 1. Nowitzki got around Jason Williams, and a foul's going to be called on Jason Williams, and Jason talking to Louis, and he does not agree with it.
No, I think Jason doesn't feel he didn't touch his arm. He kind of clipped him on the head, the referee thought. And
Michael Dickerson checking back in for the Grizzlies as Dirk Nowitzki heads to the free throw line. 3 of 3. The Mavericks tonight a perfect 13-13 after that last free throw. They are #1 in the NBA in free throw shooting, 82%. The last time a team was up in That stratosphere was back in the 89-90 season. The Boston Celtics, the best all time at 83%. Gasol underneath. Memphis by 1. Howe with 23 points and 6 rebounds. Memphis 7 for their last 8. Van Exel over Dickerson. No. Long rebound, Williams pushing it right to the hole. Blocked off the glass. Scooped up by Walt Williams. Lead pass picked off by Dickerson. Memphis doesn't have the numbers. Jason Williams looking for 3. No, Stroh can't electrify the crowd, although they wanted to be.
I'm telling you, we almost saw a sensational play. I thought he was up there and had it. Stroh can really get up.
Under 10 of the shot clock near the 2-minute mark of the third quarter. Finley. Michael Finley once again. He has 23 points.
This is exciting basketball. It's what a basketball game.
61 points for their big 3. 61 of their 78. Highest scoring trio in the NBA. 4 on the shot clock. Gasol. 3 on the shot clock. Back down spins. End line fading. No. And LaFrance takes it off of the rim. Nowitzki fading over Gasol has found his touch. 26 points on 10 of 16 shooting. 4-4 from the free throw line.
It didn't go away for long. This guy has unbelievable balance. He is always in a perfect stance to get that high percentage shot off.
Dickerson. Air ball. 4-point game. Dallas on top under a minute remaining in the third. Here's Finley. No. Williams out of rebounds. Williams. Walt over J. Will. Van Exel uses the Nowitzki screen. Finley penetrates. Gives it to Nowitzki. Battier takes it away from Dirk. Pass to Dickerson. And a foul on Michael Dickerson. As Finley spills in to the crowd along the Dallas Maverick bench. The pace so hectic, Coach.
I'm not sure that's to our advantage, but it's the way we've been shooting the basketball.
Checking out, making sure everybody's all right. Well, how all right? On the great find by Jason Williams.
In just 2 days, the biggest event in all of motorsports returns to Fox. The Daytona 500. Dale Jarrett, Jeff Gordon, Mark Martin, and defending Winston Cup champion Tony Stewart clash in the Great American Race. Nothing can prepare you for the rush. Race coverage begins tomorrow and on Sunday, the Daytona 500, only on Fox.
On the next Beyond the Glory, Dale Jarrett traded loyalty for opportunity.
Dale Jarrett left Joe Gibbs. Why would you do that?
But his life was nearly cut short by a devastating accident.
Oh my gosh, he'll never walk again.
And his success didn't come without sacrifices.
Wasn't being a good husband, wasn't being a good father.
It's the Dale Jarrett you didn't know. Dale Jarrett, Beyond the Glory, Sunday on Fox Sports Net.
Tonight on the best damn sports show, period. It's Crucky's last day, and we bid him a fond farewell with an all-star roast with help from Philly skipper Larry Boa and NASCAR superstar Dale Jarrett. Tonight at 10 Central, 11 Eastern.
This weekend, the biggest event in all of motorsports returns to Fox. The Daytona 500 this weekend.
You're watching Fox Sports Net.
Memphis down by 4 with 33 seconds remaining here in the third. And Fox Sports Net introduces 5-4-3-2-1, the only show taking you inside the world of extreme sports every weeknight. BMX Ryder, Kip Williamson, free serve for Chad Towersey, and Leanne Tweeden are the experts bringing you the entire world of team sports all in one place with breaking news, event highlights, and insider features that you won't find anywhere else. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 tonight, 9:30 Central, only on Fox Sports Net. Nowitzki, 26 points. Finley, 23. Nash, 14, along with 10 dimes. And Finley at the free throw line, and Finley 3 of 3. In fact, this team 13 of 13, and now 14 of 14. And that's what I mentioned. This is a team that get to the free throw line just over 22 times a game, and they make just over 18 a game. They lead the NBA in free throw shooting, and the last time a team that was up in that range was about 12 years ago, the Boston Celtics. NBA best, 83.2. That's something else. Here's Swift, swings it, Gooden, he'll jack it up, air ball. Batiste tries to save it. Drew, over the course of the last couple weeks, is really in that situation where he's just looking for his own shot instead of looking for what the defense gives him.
Well, he's obviously struggling a little with this, and I'd like to see him be able to get into that, maybe the block area more.
Yeah, I agree. He excels down low on the block. Here's Williams. And especially, as you know, when you're struggling a little bit from the outside, it's always easier to get back on track down low. Earl Watson fires it. So the third quarter comes to a close, and the Memphis Grizzlies trailed by as many as 11. However, the Dallas Mavericks right now putting together a run because the Grizzlies have missed their last 7. We head to the Pyramid in Memphis, Tennessee for the matchup between the Midwest Division leading Dallas Mavericks and the Memphis Grizzlies. Matt Devin along with the coach, Gene Bartow. Certainly glad to have you along on this Friday evening. The Grizzlies held a 7-point advantage in the first half. They trailed at halftime by 3. Dallas built the lead to 11, but the Grizzlies cut it down. However, over the last 3 minutes of the third quarter, Memphis scoreless, and that's why it's so tough to hang with the Dallas Mavericks. They get up and down, they're making shots, and then all of a sudden, you're not.
Well, the Grizzlies are in a man-to-man now, coming out after them, and it will be very interesting to see if we can contain those shooters.
Underneath, LaFrance.
Bradley's so big to keep off that backboard. 7'6", tough to keep him out.
That is certainly the case. Earl Watson underneath, taking it right into the teeth of the defense. And a foul, and he'll head to the free throw line. And a foul on Bradley.
Earl got a step, got a quick step all the way. Took it right to the basket. And now he's going to hit these 2 free throws, hopefully.
Misses the first. And for LaFrance, that was his 4th personal foul. I had mentioned Bradley. The foul was on 45, not 44. The Grizzlies, a painful night from the free throw line, 67%. They are 16 of 24. Earl Watson, another productive night coming off of the bench. Playing just 10 minutes. He has 9 points. Part of the reason why his minutes are down. Jason Williams has 13 points and 6 assists and has played well in his 27. Under 10 of the shot clock. Walt Williams makes his move. And scoop shot doesn't fall. And Mike Batiste is there for the rebound. Swift right on the floor. Watson pulls it back out along with Dickerson, Batiste, and Gooden on the court for the Memphis Grizzlies. Snatched up. Van Exel, Bradley, Finley, LaFrance, and Williams. Drew Gooden a little bit closer to the iron as he spun and got the shot to fall. 1 of 5 from the field.
He got the pass very sharply right in the edge of the lane and was able to make that spin move, which he does so well.
8-point game. Minute and a half into the fourth quarter. Finley has 25 points. Over Gooden, shot doesn't go. Dickerson, right in the back of LaFrance, was able to tap it up, keep it alive, and takes it down. Here's Earl Watson. Dickerson, this would be huge. No. And Rafe LaFrance is there, and Hubie Brown calling for everybody to get back. Dickerson almost picked it off. Gooden takes it off the glass. And here come the Grizzlies. 2 minutes into the fourth quarter. Here's Dickerson. Mike D, 1 of 3 from the floor. Takes it through the lane. Cut off by Bradley. 10 of the shot clock. Gooden, hop step, quick move. And a foul. Good job by Drew Gooden of attacking the rim.
Well, Drew made an excellent move to the basket. He drove it, and we're seeing him here taking it right into the basket and drawing the foul.
Drew puts his shoe back on. One of the few players I have ever seen that actually doesn't tie his shoes tight at the top. He just slips them on, and then he just pulls the laces up, and then he tucks the laces. You can see there, just tucks them in on the side. Well, that may change in time.
Well, John Wooden at UCLA, that was the first thing he taught to his players. I've heard Bill Walton say that when you come to UCLA and played for John.
He taught you how to put on your socks.
He taught you how to start right with the socks and then make sure those shoes were laced right.
He did that with the socks because he felt you don't want to have blisters on your feet. So putting on the socks, extremely important. Attention to detail. And knocked out of bounds. And of course, it's Memphis basketball as Nowitzki checks back in with 9:33 to play in this 6-point game. And once again, Dirk Nowitzki having big-time numbers on the season. He is the 8th highest scorer in the NBA, averaging 23.3. 8th in the league in rebounding with 10. Van Exel over, Watson short. Gooden and Watson run into each other. Watson actually had the better angle, and he just told Watson, my fault. As a coach right there.
Those things happen. That's part of our game. They were both hustling, both trying to get to the basketball, and unfortunately, they got there at the same time.
Nowitzki gets hammered, and it counts. And Nowitzki heads to the line.
You know, you can get caught up watching these great athletes and these unbelievable moves, and that was another one by Dirk. He was in heavy traffic. No way that really you should get the shot away, but he maneuvered and found a way to keep great balance and get that shot away and get the three-point play.
Dickerson will head to the free throw line. The foul at the other end was on Stromile Swift. And Dickerson heads to the line. That foul on Walt Williams.
Walt wasn't sure that he made that foul, but I believe he got him right there on the elbow. You could see it perfectly on the replay.
Dickerson. It is good to see him as active as he has been in his 14 minutes.
Well, he can't be 100% yet. He just hadn't played enough and practiced enough, but he looks close to it to me. He's running the floor. He's getting down in the defensive stance. He's looking for his shots. He's a great passer.
Excellent free throw shooter. And Dickerson 2 of 2, and the Grizzlies improved to 71% for the game. Dickerson pressures the ball. Batiste swarming Finley. Finds Williams underneath Bradley. And how about Earl Watson getting up? Earl Watson denying Sean Bradley.
I can't imagine Earl being able to block Sean Bradley's shot. Sean being 7'6", that's got to be a little difficult.
The crowd on their feet.
Look at our bench.
Lorenzen Wright. Pau Gasol is still standing and giving him an ovation.
That will make the highlights film.
We talked about it at the top of the show, his ability to leap. He is a tremendous leaper. Nowitzki nowhere to go, so he goes to himself and knocks it down. He has 31 points. As I mentioned, on the road over his last 6, he's averaging better than 30 points, and he's producing it once again tonight. Against Milwaukee at 27, hop step, Gooden attacking the iron, shot doesn't fall, and here comes Dallas. Williams, no, save, but right to Batiste. Memphis down by 9 with 8:35 to go. Grizzlies need a bucket. Stromile spins end line, over the defender.
Very nice pass from Earl into Stromile. Nice shot.
In the corner. Shot doesn't fall for Finley, and right now the Mavericks are 38.5% from downtown. And a foul. The Grizzlies, excellent job of getting to the free throw line. And why are they getting to the free throw line? Because they are attacking the basket. A timeout on the floor. And the second unit providing some energy. Oh, look at that.
Now during the National Caravan event, grab the best-selling minivan ever and get our best protection, a fully transferable 770 powertrain limited warranty, and our best deals, like 0% financing for up to 60 months or up to $3,000 cash allowance. Add it up, it equals the best values in America at the National Caravan event.
You know they thought I was in that Caravan.
Start your Sunday with NASCAR This Morning. Get the inside track from the pre-race show that'll have your motor running before the green flag drops. With interviews and in-depth analysis, shift your race days into high gear. NASCAR This Morning, live from Daytona on Fox Sports Net. College basketball on Fox Sports Net. National Power Florida looks for the season sweep against rival Tennessee.
Come ball with us.
Then, it's an interstate rivalry when Ole Miss takes on Mississippi State.
Come ball with us.
Action tips off Saturday at 5 on Fox Sports Net. You're watching Fox Sports Net.
9:30 a.m. Pacific on Saturday. It's the Coolers 300 as the Busch Series begin their season. And then at 9 Pacific and noon Eastern on Saturday, it's the 45th running of the Great American Race as the world's best drivers compete in the Daytona 500. Full weekend of NASCAR begins tomorrow on Fox. The running of the Daytona 500. Steve Nash back out on the floor, has 14 points and 10 assists. Mike Batiste getting to the free throw line. Batiste tonight, his first trip on the season, 74%. And it rattles around the iron and pops out. The Memphis Grizzlies now down to 69%. Grizzlies in the second half, they've made 8 of 10 from the free throw line. Now 9 of 11 from the free throw line. That is huge. Another key stat second half. Dallas is just 2 of 13, coach, from downtown. Michael Finley is 1 of 7 from beyond the arc.
And another important statistic along that line, they're not getting as many second chance points as they got in that first half.
3 for 12, pardon me, from downtown. And Finley 1 of 7. On the inbounds, 6-point game, 92-86, under 8 minutes remaining. Nash makes his move, 4 on the shot clock. Nowitzki launches. 3 for 13 now. Finley underneath, no, but LaFrance sweeping the boards.
Well, we got in the zone on that out-of-bounds play, and again, it's tough to box out when you're in that zone.
8-point game, coach. Down low. Strohmeyer has it taken away by Bradley. Nash underneath. And Batiste commits the foul. Nash looked off Nowitzki and found Bradley underneath, and Bradley heads to the free throw line.
He was just trying to put it up high over the defense. Got the job done. We had very little other option but to try to make it tough for him to get the shot off. But they do hit free throws.
17 of 17 on the floor for the Grizzlies. Watson, Dickerson, Swift, Batiste, and Gooden. The bench has been productive for the Grizzlies. Nash, Finley, Bradley, Nowitzki, and the French. You see what the trio has done tonight for Big D. 10-point game. Dallas's largest lead, 11. That was back in the third, but the Grizzlies shaved that. Watson turns the corner, finds Gooden stretching it out. That's huge. Drew Gooden from downtown, 31% on the season. Gooden just 2 of 7, but he has 7 points now and 5 rebounds.
Well, it looked like a great outside shooter on that. I'm not sure about his headband, though, Matt.
Off kilter a little bit. Here's LaFrance cutting Finley, denied. Nash up top, 7 on the shot clock. Nash leaning into Watson. Wanted the call, shot doesn't go, and now 3 of 14. Nash was looking for the call. Watson played him perfectly. Batiste mishandles the pass, finds it once again. Earl inside, outside Dickerson. Oh my!
Earl Dickerson is back.
Mike D from downtown has 7 points, and the Grizzlies are 2 of 3 from three-point range. Dallas hasn't found the touch. 4-point game. Under 6 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter as Nowitzki tries to back down Batiste. The double comes. They'll work it on the near side. Nash. No, another 3 missed. 0 of 6. Last touch by Earl. Dallas basketball. Michael Dickerson, in 17 minutes of work tonight, has 7 points and has played tremendous on the defensive end. That was huge. It's a nightly sports news completely dedicated to the home teams throughout the South. For extended regional highlights and in-depth interviews, catch the Southern Sports Report nightly at 9 o'clock Central only on Fox Sports Net. Memphis Grizzlies trailing by 4, 96-92. The Grizzlies bench doing a great job of trimming the lead. Wesley Person joins. Watson, good, Batiste and Swift on the floor. And how about that bench productivity? 29-16 over Dallas.
The bench, night in, night out recently, I think has been giving us so much. And Hubie uses them in such an excellent manner. They're very productive.
And it's been difficult to manage that bench because of all the injuries. Remember the last 2 games, Battier has been the backup 1. Nash to Nowitzki. Nowitzki, and a blocking foul's called on Mike Batiste. That is hard to comprehend.
Oh, I think, Mr. Referee, you missed that one.
Joey Crawford made the call. Nowitzki leaned right into him.
Hubie doesn't agree with that call either. I don't think.
Well, you know, once again, Hubie Brown told his team this morning at shoot-around, remember, we will not get the calls. We're the Grizzlies and they're the Dallas Mavericks. Watson takes it away. Batiste is fouled by Steve Nash. That's his 3rd.
Another Earl Watson plus factor. Great steal. Very quick hands. Strong. He and Wes Person have had their hands on a lot of basketballs tonight. A lot of deflections, steals.
9 steals for the Grizzlies tonight. Batiste 2 of 3 from the free throw line. The Grizzlies 22-31 overall. Nick Van Exel checks in. The Grizzlies down by 3.
Dallas can go big, and I mean really big. And then they can go small. Now they've got their smaller lineup in.
Batiste gets both as Bradley sits. Nash, Van Exel, Nowitzki, LaFrance, and Finley on the floor. Nowitzki 6 of 11 in the second half. Nash 1 of 5. Finley 2 of 10. Over the last minute 30, the Grizzlies on an 8-0 run. Here's Nash. Drives. Finds Van Exel outside. Finley with 5 in the shot clock. Finley over Swift. Tough shot as he rose up over Strohmeyer. It's a 4-point game under 5 minutes to go here at the Pyramid. Watson backs down. The double comes. Stroh up fake. Shoots over Nowitzki. Fading. Strohmeyer showing the touch.
Again, Earl Watson got in the center of things, was able to get the ball to Strohmeyer. Strohmeyer finished the play.
2-point game. Van Exel in the circles, gives it to LaFrentz on the far side, drills it. Rafe LaFrentz left open. He hands the Mavericks a 4-point advantage. LaFrentz with 12 points and 14 rebounds on the season. He averages 9.5 and 5. Batiste, power move, and a foul on Rafe LaFrentz, and so the Grizzlies get one back.
Well, they're consistent with those calls. Again, that could have been called either way. Don Nelson's not real happy with that call. He liked the one up at this end a moment ago.
Dallas, a team that has not lost 4 in a row since back in the year 2000, February 29th through March 9th. They had a 6-game losing skid, and Rafe LaFrentz fouls out with a double-double. At 10 and 8 against Milwaukee, and over the last 18 games playing better, averaging 11 points, 6.5 rebounds a game, and a double-double tonight for LaFrentz. And Battier checks in for Gooden. So Gooden out, knocked down a big 3. And he knocked down that shot after he found his way to the iron on a couple of occasions. The Grizzlies in a 2-point game.
And did you notice Earl Watson was in the second lane there so he could pick up? It's a coaching move that is an excellent move. Got right up on Nash. One of the reasons
Bradley.
One of the reasons Nash hasn't had the second half like maybe he did the first half some is we have really put good pressure on him in this second half.
Dallas in the zone underneath Strohmeyer Swift. Spins, gets blocked by Bradley. Here's Nowitzki. Trying to make a move on Batiste. Sealed. Nash holds it up. Bradley has 5 blocks tonight. Nash. Watson battles through the screen. Pick and pop. Bradley the hook.
They have weapons.
Timeout taken by Hubie Brown, and it's a 6-point game. The approval of Mark Cuban with 3:24 remaining in this contest at the Pyramid. Memphis down by 6 to the Mavericks. On Fox Sports Net is brought to you by First Tennessee, all things financial. Dodge, grab life by the horns. And by Budweiser, who salutes America's designated drivers. We all make a difference. Welcome back to the Pyramid. 6-point game. And, Coach, how about the job of the bench tonight? 35 points, led by Earl Watson, Drew Gooden, Michael Dickerson,
Matt,
and Mike Batiste and Strohmeyer Swift.
We've got a lot of good young players. I think this organization has done a magnificent job in a lot of ways, and we've got good players here. We're going to get better and better as we get more experience. It's more just got to be a junior and a senior, and you're better. And we got a lot of 2-year guys, some 1-year guys. And, takes a little time, but we're getting better. If we can play at this team, which we've done.
Blocking foul with 2 seconds on the shot clock. As Wesley Person was making his move, Nash picked up the foul. And Wesley Person, an excellent job tonight of putting the ball on the floor and taking advantage of that mismatch with Nash on him. And Wesley 5 of 10 tonight, back-to-back double-figure games. Good to see him healthy. And he misses.
He gives you a dimension because they've got to get up on him. And now he's doing more driving and going to the basket, which he has to do when they're all over him.
You see the free throw shooting tonight for the Grizzlies now 26 of 36, 72%. Dallas 18 of 18, and Wesley Person back-to-back 14-point performances. Slicing through the lane, Bradley gets a handoff from Nash. He's 7'6", Coach. He's got a double-double, and over the last 3 seasons, When Bradley has a double-double, this team is 26-0. Can the Grizzlies defy the odds? Person, no. Pau Gasol in traffic. Lorenz to the right handles it. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Jason Williams on the floor. Reverse it. Person gives it back. Here's Jay Will. 10 on the shot clock. Knocks it down. 15 for Jason Williams.
Back in the big zone. Need to cover the shooters out of this zone.
Steve Nash just 1 for his last 6. Nash has 4 points the last 3 quarters combined. Misses once again. 1 for his last 7. Battier, after the tremendous effort by Wright, in person to battle with the 7'6" Bradley. Wesley thought about it, but Finley closed in a hurry. 1:39 remaining, and the Memphis Grizzlies down by 5 to the team with the best record in the NBA, the Dallas Mavericks. Crossover, spin, Jason, and a turnover. Cutting 2 different directions, and the 9th turnover for the Memphis Grizzlies. On 2 occasions, they turned the ball over 8 times this season. Still under double-digit turnovers in the contest.
Well, we've done a very, very good job in that regard, and it's kept us in this basketball game. That's been one of the big stats that's helped keep us in this.
16 turnovers by Dallas. They average just 11. Gasol has 23 points. Nearing a minute remaining. Jason Williams. Here's Battier for 3. No. Weak side forward Finley. Plenty of time left. 5-point game. 2 or 3 possession game. Sean Bradley's been a factor in the 4th, coach. He has 10 points.
Oh, he's been a huge factor in this game. He has just been so difficult. He's so big.
Steve Nash, his first bucket in the 4th quarter.
That was a shot that I felt might get blocked. Should have been blocked, seemingly, but it wasn't. That's Nash's, his first basket this quarter?
He had been struggling the second half. He has 16 points. Grizzlies down by 7.
Some things in this 39 seconds. We need some help. We need a missed free throw or 2. We need a turnover or 2. We need to shoot it well.
Grizzlies, no timeouts remaining. Gasol has 23. Memphis needs points in a hurry. Pow! Delivers. 25 points for Gasol, who attacked the iron.
We need a turnover.
Need a stop. Nowitzki to Finley. Grizzlies trail by 5 and a foul. And a foul on Jason Williams. How about Gasol just slicing through the lane?
He has a knack. I mean, he can see that opening and take it to the basket awfully well. He does a lot of great things.
Powell's only points in the 4th quarter right there. They were huge. Of course, the bench played a lot of minutes in the 4th quarter. They did an exemplary job. Gasol with 25 points. Finley in Dallas, 19 of 19 from the free throw line. He has 28 points. He averages 20.1, and over the last 11 games, 22 points a game. After the first 9 games in the new year, he was averaging just 16 points. Jason Williams, the 3. 110-103. What an effort tonight by the Memphis Grizzlies, and the clock is just going to wind down in the Dallas Mavericks. Their 3-game losing skid is going to come to a close. So they're going to improve to 39-12 overall. The Grizzlies are going to fall to 14-36. But the Memphis Grizzlies did an excellent job late. In the 4th quarter, Nash had just 2 points. Finley had 4, and Dirk Nowitzki with 5. Sean Bradley certainly a factor. He had double digits in the 4th quarter. And over the last 3 seasons, when he gets a double-double, his team is undefeated. Well, he got a double-double tonight, 12-10. The Mavericks defeat the Grizzlies 110-103, but certainly the Grizzlies did a great job of battling this evening against a very difficult opponent, the Dallas Mavericks. When we return, we'll talk about him here from the Pyramid.
Coleman and DeClercq